Okay, so have you ever thought about running your company like a video game? And I don't just mean for fun, I mean for like serious focus and structure. Today we're going to jump into something called the Realm Framework. And specifically, we're looking at this really clever game mechanic it has for solving a massive problem, right? How do you connect your super organized internal world with, well, the messy, unpredictable world of all your external partners? Let's get into it.
So this one quote, it's pretty much the heart of the entire Realm framework. It completely reframes everything. See, you're not just a founder anymore. You're the player. You're the one setting the grand strategy. And your AI assistants, they aren't just tools you use. No, they're your characters, each one with a special role to play. And look, this isn't just swapping out words for the fun of it. It's a fundamental shift in mindset that makes it crystal clear who's supposed to be doing what.
All right, so let's make this personal for a second. Imagine if your business, your side hustle, your entire one-person operation, ran with the absolute clarity of a video game. I'm talking every goal is a quest, and your whole team of AI agents just works together with perfect context. That's the world we're about to step into.
Okay, so before we can start opening up our world to build alliances, we first got to understand what our world is even made of, right? So let's do a quick flyby of the essential parts of what we'd call a single-player realm. And right away, you can see this really clear division of labor. The player, yeah, that's you. You're the strategist. You're making the big, game-changing calls. And your AI characters, they're the specialists. Your crew, right? Each one has a very defined role, and their job is just to execute the plan. And this separation, it is absolutely key to making a realm run efficiently. And then there's this, the glue that holds the entire thing together. The Codex. Seriously, think of it as the ultimate shared brain for your whole operation. It's not just some boring database. It's the living, breathing memory of your company. And the rule is simple. If a decision isn't recorded here, it's just a thought. If a goal isn't written down in the Codex, it's just a wish. It basically doesn't exist.
Okay, so we've got our self-contained world all mapped out, right? We've got the player, we've got the characters, and we've got the Codex. But here's the thing. No business is an island. So the big question is, how does this perfectly organized little world actually interact with everyone else out there?
And yeah, this is the next big challenge, isn't it? You've built this perfectly structured, beautiful internal system, but what happens the moment you need to work with a supplier, or a freelancer, or any collaborator? How do you bridge that gap without just, creating total chaos? And here's the real kicker. It all comes down to the rules. See, your internal AI characters, they live and breathe by your Codex. They play by your rules, period. But external partners? They've got their own goals, their own systems, their own way of doing things. You can't just program a human freelancer, right?
So, this is where the framework gets really, really elegant. To manage all these messy external relationships, Realm introduces a very specific mechanic, and it's called the guild.
So what exactly is a guild? Well, simply put, it's how your realm makes a relationship with an outsider official. And you've got to pay attention to the key word here, alliance. This is so important because it fundamentally changes the whole dynamic. This isn't about hiring someone or managing an employee. It's about creating a documented, mutually beneficial partnership.
So, okay, how does it actually work? Well, a guild is basically a super structured file that lives inside your Codex. It takes a fuzzy handshake deal and turns it into clean, crisp data. It spells out the partnership terms, what the value exchange is, and even tracks the relationship status. But, and this is the game changer, it makes all that info accessible to all of your AI characters. It gives them all the context they need to work with that external partner without having to bother you.
All right, theory is great and all, but let's see what this actually looks like in practice. How do you go from a conversation to actually forging one of these alliances and plugging it into your world?
So let's take a real-world scenario straight from the source material to make this concrete. Your quest, if you will, is to onboard a brand new artisan brand to be a supplier for your realm. Okay, so here's the play-by-play. Step 1. It starts with you, the player, out in the real world making that human connection. Step 2. You strike a deal. Now, once that's done, you delegate. Step 3, your cleric, that's your coordinator AI character, gets the task to create the official guild file in the Codex. Step 4 is codification. That file documents everything.
Payment terms, delivery schedules, contact workflows, the whole shebang. And just like that, that messy external relationship now has a super clean internal entry point for your whole system.
And this, right here, is the payoff. Think about it. Your warrior agent who manages inventory, or your bard agent that handles marketing. They don't need to ping you anymore, asking for the supplier's contact info or what the shipping terms are. Nope. They can just query the guild file in the Codex, and just like that, the context is shared instantly across your entire team.
So, when you boil it all down, what the guild system really does is transform those messy, often ambiguous human relationships into clear, structured, documented assets. Every single partnership becomes another piece of your world's lore, something that's totally queryable and understood by your whole AI crew. This is how you scale your connections without scaling your own personal workload. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought, right? If you were to sit down and build your own realm today with your own custom crew of AI characters, who would you form an alliance with first? Would it be a key supplier, a go-to freelance designer, a creative collaborator? What's the very first relationship you'd want to codify into your guild?